Ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, football fans of all ages, welcome to Bridgewater-Raynham High School for the 2019 edition of the Cape Cod Cafe Cup. I am Mad Dog Matt Nelson, joined alongside by Lester. 5-5 records for both of these teams should be an interesting game. Right now we're going to kick it to the Bridgewater-Raynham Marching Band for the national anthem.
Gentlemen, on behalf of our superintendent, Mr. Derek Schwentz, our principal, Ms. Angela Watson, and our athletic director, Mr. Dan Buren, I would like to welcome you to Bridgewater-Raynham Regional High School for the 10th annual Cape Cod Classic football game between the Brockton Boxers and our Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans. Participating student athletes, coaches, and contest officials have worked diligently to prepare for today's competition. Please show your appreciation by demonstrating good sportsmanship and respect for all in attendance. Please ensure that your behavior reflects the values that should be identified with these student athletes. If you require assistance, please call upon a police officer or one of our game administrators. Thank you and enjoy the game. Happy Thanksgiving. We now invite you all to stand for our national anthem. The officials have signaled that Brockton is arriving on the field, and we will wait for them for the national anthem. Let's welcome the Brockton Boxers to the field. Gentlemen, we will await the coin toss. No? Gentlemen, we will have our national anthem played by the Bridgewater-Raynham Marching Band.
To get underway here with the coin toss upcoming, we want to be among the first to wish you all a happy Thanksgiving in this joint production of Brockton Community Access and Bridgewater Television. Once again, I am Mad Dog Matt Nelson, joined alongside by Lester.
Hello.
Matching 5-5 records, as we alluded to, for each of these teams. Always a slugfest when it comes to Thanksgiving. Bridgewater-Raynham has the edge in these games. This is the 10th edition of the Cape Cod Cafe Cup.
Yeah, I mean, always a big game. Seniors last game, they always want to go out with the bang and always just want to show out. So,
well, for the Boxers, the big names to watch are number 2, Amik Watterson. He's put up monster numbers this season. 4 touchdowns in the Boxers' lone playoff win against Newton North. He's repeated that performance a couple of times this season as well for the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans. Of course, we're looking at number 5, William Lombard, and the sophomore quarterback, Austin Hartzell, among many others. A potent offense for the Trojans. The Boxers wearing their visiting all-white jerseys, white pants, black trim around the maroon numbers, and the maroon helmets with the Boxer decal on the side. The Trojans in their home red jerseys, red shorts with blue trim around the white numbers and lettering. Witnessed a lot of history in these two programs this year, Lester.
Oh, yeah.
Among many other things, the 800th win for Brockton High School in program history. That came against the Severian Hawks earlier on in the season.
That's an amazing milestone to pass.
A couple weeks after that, it was Dan Buron's 200th win as head coach of the Trojans. So a couple of big milestones this year for each team. And, of course, when it comes to Thanksgiving, even though the MIAA has kind of rendered this game meaningless, it's all about tradition.
All about the history.
And these two teams show up to fight each other.
Every single year. Biggest game of the year always.
See Devontae Medley, number 1 there for the Boxers, right in the middle of the screen. He has led a very, very potent offense for the Brockton Boxers. The Boxers like to go spread. We've seen 5 wide receivers more often than not this season for the Boxers, and their RPO, that run-pass option that you hear so much about. Amik Watterson, the guy to watch. Isaiah Laguerre on the end-arounds as well. And Brockton looks to get on the board early and often.
Well, they're going to be receiving, so we're going to see how fast their offense is going to be able to hit right now.
It is Johnny Horn and Amik Watterson back to receive for the Boxers. And if you're the Trojans and kicker Liam Stewart, number 99, you want to keep the ball out of Watterson's hands.
Oh, yeah.
At any and all costs. Kind of surprised to see Isaiah Laguerre not back there as well. He's the other big piece of the offense. And that ball falling off the tee leads us to the weather report for today. It is mid-40s. Not bad at all. The sun's starting to break through the clouds, but very, very windy.
Very windy, very windy. Nice day to play football, but the ball's going to be moving along there today.
And you can see now John McMasters, the senior running back, is going to have to hold the ball on the tee to prevent it from blowing off. It's going to be John Buckley holding it now as the two players switch. The kick is handled by number 7. That's Sean O'Brien. And he goes down right at the 31-yard line. And that is where we will have the first look of the day at Devontae Medley and a high-scoring Brockton offense. The most points put up through the first half of the season, I believe, in 30 years.
Sheesh. Devontae Medley.
The weapons are numerous for Medley. Of course, we alluded to Amik Watterson. Devin Forts, number 12. Trey Shula Hall, number 13. Navon Reed, the tight end, lining up on the near sideline in this close-up offense. And it's Amik Watterson right off the bat, getting a gain of about 10 yards and close to a first down marker. I believe they will give him a first down.
If you're the Trojans there, you're going to want to have to close up that defense a little bit. That hole was way too big for him to be running through.
And Amik Watterson is one of those types of backs that love yards after contact. He loves getting hit and rolling off the contact. Here's a quarterback keeper for Devontae Medley. He's got a gain of about 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 to go.
Starting off the game with the hurry up, trying to catch the defense sleeping.
3 wide, 2 to the far side for the Boxers. The give to Amik Watterson, cutting to the outside. He's hit in the backfield and knocked out of bounds. It'll be a loss of about a yard. That'll bring up a 3rd and about, we'll call it 4 to go. Ball at the Trojans' 49-yard line. Amik Watterson trying to turn the corner on the outside, as you can see on the replay, and just running out of space to do so before he hit the sideline. Now, high snap to Medley. He throws for the first time, complete to Trey Shula Hall across the 40. It's another first down for the Brockton Boxers. Now the Boxers spreading it out. Noah Oluwu in the slot. Forts and Reed to his right. Medley splits out to the near sideline. He's going to keep it himself and is hit at the line of scrimmage and brought down. Might have a gain of about half a yard. Tyler Newman on the stop for the Trojans. Medley getting the marching orders from head coach Peter Colombo of the Brockton Boxers.
Coming back on that spread, you're right, they're going to be in that all game, it seems like.
They go 4 wide, Reed the lone wide out to the near side. Medley splits out to the far side. He's got a big gain, a lot of room, and he dives close to the first down marker. They might mark him a few inches shy. Let's take another look at that. The ability to cut is Medley's strong suit, and even after he gets his legs wrapped up, he's consistent enough and knowledgeable enough
to fall forward
and dive for a couple of yards. But this one is getting backed all the way up. It looks like a personal foul penalty against the Boxers, so that brings up a 2nd and long, about 20 yards to go. Penalties have killed the Boxers this season, especially against Franklin in the 2nd round of the MIAA playoffs. Medley quarterback keeper right up the gut. He's got a gain of about 9. It'll be 3rd and 11, getting tangled up downfield. Was number 74, Colvin Andrade.
He does not shy away from contact. He wants all of it.
These Boxers aren't shy about lowering their shoulder and taking a little bit of contact, especially to move the ball forward. 3 wide for the Boxers, 2 to the near side. Medley in the gun, Oluwu and Amik Watterson flanking him to each side. Quarterback keeper, now he's going to pitch out to Noah Oluwu.
Big hit on the play.
A gain of about
87.
5.
Logan Johnson.
That brings up 4th down, and the Boxers are in that weird gray area, Lester. It's too long for a field goal, too short for a punt.
It's going to be interesting to see what they do here. I think they're going to have to go with the pass. But the way Medley's been running, I don't know. They might just let him take the ball in his own hands.
No sign of Isaiah Laguerre as of yet. Meek Watterson, man in motion. Medley back to pass, looking to the near sideline. He's got Navon Reed for a first down for the Boxers across the 25 to about the 24-yard line.
The Boxers are putting together a pretty good drive here. Nice and smooth. They seem to be clicking on all cylinders coming off the first drive of the game.
Navon Reed, the big wide receiver / tight end, the starter for the Boxer men's basketball team as well. Medley gets around a couple of Trojans.
He kind of gives you that Lamar Jackson feel, the way he's kind of playing out there. He seems like he's just got complete control. Oh, I can hear him now.
Surrounded by Trojan backs and able to duck between them, and
that pump fake really got him free. That was a nice move by him.
Now 3 to the left. Medley gives off to Meek Watterson, trying to pick up the extra blocking. Watterson to the near side, throws the stiff arm, able to turn the corner across the 20 to about the 19-yard line before being taken down inbound. So the clock continues to run with 6:40 to go in the first quarter. I think he was originally supposed to go towards the far sideline with that. That's where all the extra blockers came in the 3 big wide receivers.
Yeah, he really just made something out of nothing there. That was one of the hardest 3 yards run I've seen in a while.
Now 4 wide for the Boxers. They give quarterback keeper, rather, to Medley. He goes head over heels.
Tyler Newman on the tackle.
And it's going to be enough for a Boxer first down. That RPO is just killing the Trojans so far. It's been Medley and Watterson doing a majority of it so far for the Boxers. Shula Hall and Noah Olawu to the far side, Navon Reed and Devin Forts to the near side. Medley in the shotgun. Watterson now splitting out to the near sideline. Medley back to pass, looking to the end zone, and it's going to be caught by number 11, Matthew Buron, but out of play, well over the end line of the end zone. Not a bad idea for the Boxers, but Medley throwing into double coverage, ran out of room.
He should have just tucked that or thrown it away, I think. The Boxers are closing in on almost 7 minutes on this drive. They are just controlling the clock.
That's the Boxers game. They eat up a lot of clock time. They love that run right up the middle, and that's a Meek Watterson's specialty. 5 wide now for the Brockton Boxers. They give to Olawu on the end around, throwing stiff arm, and he is wrapped up. He's got a gain of about 2 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 8. Now they're going to mark him about a yard on the gain, so they ruled forward progress before he fell forward for the extra yard. So it's going to be 3rd and 9 here for Brockton. They're still in 4-down territory. Their kicking game has not been phenomenal so far this season. 4 wide, Medley in the gun. Watterson to his left, now throwing for Reed, who's got it, and out of bounds at the 3-yard line. And it's going to be 1st and goal for the Boxers from the 3.
Just a quick out, get some space, trying to get in open area, try to get in the end zone, but beautiful pass.
And the key there, Devin Forts, the man in motion, going across the field, drawing both linebackers to the far side, opening up some room for Navon Reed. 1st and goal to go for Brockton. Reed and Olu to the near side. Shula Hall, the extra blocker. Watterson behind Medley. They give to Watterson. Touchdown. You're not going to stop Meek Watterson on a short yardage play like that, and the Boxers are on the board.
Capping off a beautiful drive. Beautiful drive. Right up the middle,
Nothing
lower the
fancy.
shoulder. Pushing his own guy into the end zone too.
Get behind the offensive lineman, let the big guys do their job, and cross the goal line. Ball is snapped, the kick is up, and the kick is good. For Marcelo Tenorio, the senior kicker for Brockton, 7-0 with 4:32. You talk about a good drive. 4 minutes and 32 seconds left in the first quarter, and Bridgewater-Raynham's offense has yet to touch the ball.
Well, we're looking for a big drive out of here. I know they've been on the sidelines waiting to get in, the seniors especially. Willie Lombard, huge game.
7 minutes and 28 seconds on that opening drive for the Boxers. Back deep is Anthony Morrison for the Trojans, along with Willie Lombard. Morrison, the junior, Lombard, the senior. And Amik Watterson, the multi-talented back for the Boxers, is also the place kicker.
Let's see if he can keep the ball in the tee.
The wind doesn't seem terrible right now. It's going strong from the Trojan sideline toward the Boxers sideline. Watterson moves in, the ball stays on the tee, and he gets off a good one all the way down to the
Morrison
9-yard
takes
line,
it
where it's
deep.
fielded by Morrison. Morrison across the
return.
30 to about the 33-yard line for the junior running back, Anthony Morrison. We'll have the first look at sophomore quarterback Austin Hartzell, wearing number 9 in red, trotting out from the Trojans sideline. Tight formation, Hartzell under center. To give to Morrison on the end around, he lowers the shoulder and has a gain of about 6 yards on the play, a quick 6 yards.
They look ready. They look like they've been waiting to come out and play some football.
I don't think Brockton was able to read that play because it developed so quickly, Lester.
Anthony Morrison picked up so much speed coming off the edge.
He moved east to west, and then once he had the speed going, turned the corner on the far side, gain of about 6.5 on the play, second and a long 3. Now the pitch to Willie Lombard. He's got a first down and
Hit hard.
a loud hit across the 45 to the 47-yard line. And a first down for the Trojans. And that's really the power of the Trojans offense, Lester, the speed of Lombard and Morrison.
Sweet. Yeah, those are just two amazing running backs. The fact that they can rely on both, have one out of the game rested, and the other one can still get the job done.
Now they give to Michael Rubo, the sophomore running back. And is trying to get the rotation going is Dan Buron. Buron looking to get the Trojans a winning season. Of course, getting his 200th victory as head coach of the Trojans earlier this season against Dennis Yarmouth. Now we've got a whistle. Ball's going to be moved back about half a yard. Too wide in the tight formation for the Trojans. The give to Lombard right up the middle, a short gain. It'll be third, and we'll call it 5. Quick moving first quarter, only 2 minutes and about 10 seconds left. The Boxers leading 7-0 in the 10th annual Cape Cod Cafe Cup.
And a big play coming up right here, 3rd down. The Trojans don't want to have to punt right here after the Boxers just went on that big drive and just scored. They'd like to capitalize.
Another tight formation, only 2 wide receivers. Hartzell back to pass to the far sideline. Intended for Morrison. It falls incomplete, and that's a big stop for the Boxers on Hartzell's first pass attempt of the game.
Tough pass, throwing into the wind a little bit, but looks like the punt team's coming in now.
Strong wind again going towards the Boxers sideline from across the field. So if you are Trey Shula Hall, who's back to receive, you kind of got to cheat towards the far sideline because that's ultimately where this ball will end up. High snap, able to handle it in the air is number 11. He gets off a booming kick, and it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Booming kick for Matthew Buron. The fact that Matthew Buron kicked that away leads me to believe that that was originally designed as a fake.
Yeah.
And the high snap kind of ruined it. He had to jump, and he really had to get some air to get to that snap. So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line for the Boxers, looking to extend upon their lead. 1 minute and 27 seconds to go in the first quarter. Very quick moving first quarter. Whistles.
I think that's going to be on the Devin Fortes. I think he jumped early.
Is a false start against Devin Fortes.
If you're Bridgewater, what are you thinking on doing on defense here to try to slow down this explosive offense?
There's not much you can do, although the Trojans will have a good chance to come up with a stop as Fortes comes off the field now. If you blitz, you got to watch out for the quick screen to the outside. If you don't blitz, you've got the running backs going right up the middle.
You got to make sure you catch him if you do blitz, because if that quarterback
Watterson
gets
on the
loose.
end-around give, trying to turn the corner on the far side. He's across the 20. Takes a lot of contact and gets a big first down for the Boxers. And it is going to come back holding against the Boxers.
Great run has to come back. He was not coming down. Only mission on his mind was to score that time.
There you see the hold is going to be called against number 50. In the middle, that's Dimitri Texera, the senior offensive lineman, negating the big first down for the Boxers. You talk about pure talent. Amik Watterson was hit by what seems like every member of the Trojans on the field and still able to get a gain of 10 yards.
That's just heart and dedication. It's something you can't teach right there. Backed up now 20 yards, though. We're going to see what the Boxers can do.
Ball is on the 6-yard line. Medley in the gun. He gives to Watterson, who's got a gain of about 5 to the 10-yard line. It'll be second. And a long,
on that stop for the Trojans.
about 19 to go now for the Boxers. Penalties have killed the Boxers, especially in the playoff game against Franklin. Before that, a lot of flags thrown in the slugfest up at the Manning Bowl against Lynn Classical. Medley in the gun. Back to pass. He's in trouble. Quick screen to Trey Shula Hall, who's hit immediately, still on his feet, hopping like a turkey trying to avoid Thanksgiving, and eventually he goes down at the 10-yard line.
That was
for
senior
no gain.
Brian Melino on the stop.
Third and long. The clock hits 0, so the end of the first quarter, the Boxers leading 7-0. third and long when we come back to action and the second quarter.
Cape Cod Cafe is where the bar pizza is perfected. 10-inch made-to-order pizzas baked in the original classic pans, with cheese and toppings that stretch all the way to the edge. Since 1939, the Jamulitz family recipe has never changed, and it never will. Cape Cod Cafe, 979 Main Street in Brockton, plus Bridgewater-Raynham. And now, find our frozen pizzas at local supermarkets. Just ask your grocer for the Cape Cod Cafe, home of the world's most famous bar pizza.
The 2019 Cape Cod Cafe Cup brought to you by, of course, Cape Cod Cafe. The trivia question today, what was the score of the very first Cape Cod Cafe Cup 10 Thanksgivings ago in 2010?
I'm not too sure, but I want to say Bridgewater 27, Brockton 24.
You're close. You are very close. The answer coming a little bit later on in the game, so stay on the edge of your seats.
Get to see how close I am. All right.
This game has a lot of history behind it, Lester. Of course, a couple of seasons ago, Brockton defeating Bridgewater-Raynham in the MIAA playoffs and then coming here to lose on Thanksgiving Day. That's probably the most prominent game.
That was my senior year of football. I was a part of that. The history in the Cape Cod Cafe Bowl just runs so deep. You go from the wing eating contest to Brockton High and Bridgewater-Raynham both meeting each other at Cape Cod Cafe, sharing some pizza, and then, of course, football on Thanksgiving morning. You can't beat it.
But the most impressive tradition going at the Cape Cod Cafe Cup, of course, is the turkey hat challenge. As Brockton punts away a knuckling kick, and it's going to take a Brockton box across the 40, all the way rolling towards the 50, across the 50 now. Still going. It's, wow, what a bounce. That's all the way down to the 44-yard line of Bridgewater-Raynham. It originally touched ground at the 35 of Brockton. So the Turkey Hat Challenge between the great, the Emmy Award-winning Newbie Ratto and myself. I have been preemptively declared the winner this year.
I can see it. The turkey on your head. Nothing can beat that.
There's no contest. There's no contest this year.
Pitch to Willie Lombard. Oh, he's
Lombard
got some room.
with a lot of room across the 50 to the 45 to the 40.
Move
Still
it.
on his feet to the 35 before finally going out of bounds. A touchdown saving tackle for Josiah Asari, the senior linebacker for Brockton.
Big play. That's a big spark Bridgewater needed.
A quick pitch to Lombard. He gets around number 25. That's a Johnny Horn.
That block by Merlino really got him open there.
They are looking to convert now. Tight formation, I formation, no wide receivers. They give to Lombard.
Up the middle.
He's got another big gain. They'll give him about 8 yards on the play. It'll be second and about 1.5 yards to go. Now they're going to be generous and give him a gain of 9, so it'll be 2nd and 1. The speed of the running backs for the Trojans starting to affect the Brockton defense.
It's hard to tackle what you can't see, man.
Same formation, power I. They give to Lombard. He's got a first down.
Run into a brick wall, but enough to get the first down.
That's enough for a Trojans first down, and that's one of the Brockton weaknesses is if you just continuously pound the ball, and this is really against any team, continuously pound the ball, eventually the linemen, the linebackers, they're going to start to get worn out, get very tired, and you're going to be able to blow past them, especially with the stable that the Trojans have.
Yeah, the running backs, they can cycle in, they can create problems all
Hartzell
day.
looking to the end zone.
Oh,
It
and
was
almost
almost
an
a
amazing
phenomenal grab for Ryan Rubenskis, the senior tight end. He grabbed it with one hand and had it for about a half a second. Let's take another look at that. Hartzell throwing the dime.
and double coverage. Oh.
That's
No,
on
he
Sports
wants that
Center if he
back.
makes that catch.
Oh, yeah. 2nd and 10.
Power eye, Hartzell under center. They give now to,
Morris.
looks like it's Anthony Morrison, and he
And
gets thrown down after the whistle on the Trojan sideline looking for the flag. No flag is going to be thrown. It'll be 3rd down and about 5 yards to go for the Trojans. Big 3rd down here for Bridgewater-Raynham. See, forward progress stopped immediately. He even ran into his own lineman, Ryan McCallum, number 56, before getting thrown down by half a dozen boxers in the backfield. Power eye again. Hartzell under center. The pitch to Lombard.
Cuts it
Turning
up.
the corner. He's got a first down.
That's a nice
Approaching
run
the
in there.
10. They're going to mark him down at the 11-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 11. Let's take another look at the speed of Willie Lombard. Seems he's already across the line of scrimmage before Brockton's defense even reacts to the snap.
Yeah, the quickness by those running backs is just unmatched. There's just so many things you can do when you have speed like that.
Trojans looking for a touchdown, could technically get a first down. They would have to get to about half a yard out. Now a pitch to Lombardi. He hurdles a couple of down players trying to turn the corner. He's brought down at the 3-yard line by number 4. That's Ted Tessa, the senior wideout, playing both ways for the Boxers.
And that play couldn't have happened without that huge block by Anthony Morrison off the corner right here.
Right there.
Absolutely
Bringing
flattens
down
him.
Sean O'Brien, the senior linebacker for Brockton. Second, and we'll call it a yard and a half, just about 2 to go for the Trojans now, right on the 4-yard line. Lombard and Michael Rubo in the backfield behind Hartzell, who's under center. One lone wideout to the far side. They give to Rubo, and he's in for a Trojans touchdown. Michael Rubo getting the Trojans on the board.
Play seemed to catch Brockton off guard. It seemed like they thought the ball was going to go to Willie Lombard. Quick handoff up the middle.
The way this drive has gone, Lester, you got to think, if you're the Brockton defense, that it's going to Lombard. The success he's had, especially getting to the outside, turning the corner, and getting upfield for those kind of short gains, the 5 to 8 yard type plays, and that's exactly what that situation was. Meanwhile, the extra point is up and good. It's 7-7 with 7:20 left.
We got ourselves
So
a
the
good
trivia
game.
question of the Cape Cod Cafe Cup: what was the score of the very first Cape Cod Cafe Cup 10 years ago? Your guess was 27-24 Bridgewater-Raynham.
Yep.
23-21.
Oh.
Trojans getting the victory in the
I was close.
inaugural
Close.
Cape Cod Cafe Cup. Of course, many of the production team was here 10 years ago for that game. And we were joined by big game Miles Jackson, who's my normal color commentator for all of Brockton High football. He can't be here today, but wishes that we say that he wishes everybody that is watching a very happy Thanksgiving and a blessed holiday season. The botched kickoff return is up to the 30-yard line.
John McMasters with the big hit there on the kickoff.
And it was now the third drive of the day. And we are now going to go to the runner-up of the 2019 Cape Cod Cafe Turkey Hat Challenge. Newbie Ratto is down on the sideline.
And we're back here. First and foremost, Matt, that hat's god-awful. I mean, geez Louise, terrible hat. I'm here with Super Bowl champion from 2004, Sam Basong. Sam, talk about, man, how important is it for all athletes to play in this Thanksgiving game?
I think just it's part of representing where you come from, representing your city, and for seniors and juniors, this may be the last time you play, and just the camaraderie that you build up throughout the year, it all boils down to this, so it means a lot.
What are you seeing here in the first half for Brockton? What do we got to do to take a hold and get a lead?
I think it's just a good old-fashioned rivalry game. Two tough teams battling out, no one's trying to lose, and this is what you have usually, a low-scoring game, and it usually comes down to one mistake being made by a team, and then the other team capitalizing on it, and that team usually wins.
Last question, what do you think about the hat?
It could be better, but, whatever works. It's Turkey Day, so whatever works.
Gobble, gobble. Back to you guys.
All right, back underway. The read option for Devontae Medley. He gets taken down in the backfield. So it'll be a 2nd and 11 to go for the Boxers. And there we go. There's your champion of the 2019 Cape Cod Cafe Turkey Hat Challenge. Not even close. Not even close. Four wide, two splits each side. Medley in the shotgun. Now Watterson splits out to the near side for 5 wide. He's wide open. Medley's going deep, looking for Forts. He gets tangled up, and it's intercepted. Dropped at the very end, but they're going to rule that.
That's Brian Merlino once again.
Brian Molina had it. Let's take another look here. Medley shooting it downfield.
That is.
He's got it.
That's an amazing catch.
Brian Merlino, the senior running back / defensive back for the Trojans.
Never take your eye off the ball.
Forts was looking for the pass interference call, but he was nowhere close to that ball. Merlino had the position to the outside, and that's where Medley placed it. That's a big turnover and gives the Trojans a chance to take their first lead of this game. We give to Rubo. He's got a short gain of about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
Shot by number 10, Nolan DeAndre. Sorry.
Yeah, if you're BR, you just want to ride this momentum. Just came off a nice scoring drive. You want to take some time off the clock, score, go into halftime, get the ball back second half, and try to bust this game open.
2nd and 7 to go. Morrison, the man in motion. The give to Lombard to the outside. He is hit immediately. Has a short gain of about 3 yards to the far hash mark. It'll be 3rd and about 5 to go for the Trojans.
Devin Forts with the big hit.
Let's take another look at that. Lombard getting around Navon Reed. Kind of a spinorama type deal there for the senior running back for the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans. 4:15 to go now in the second quarter. Fast-moving game. It's only about 37 minutes of real time.
Very fast, a lot of running plays. Oh,
Morrison as a flag is thrown in. That's enough for a first down. The clock winds, so the flag might have come out inadvertently. First down for the Trojans. The pitch to Lombard, trying to turn the corner on the outside. This time it doesn't fool the Boxers' defense, and it's only a gain of about 2 for Willie Lombard. Reading that perfectly was Devin Forts. Among others, Kevin McCarthy was in on the tackle as well as Navon Reed. Power I formation for the Trojans. Hartzell under center. Boxers jump but get back on
Morrison
sides.
cuts
Now
it outside with the
Morrison
nice
into the open field. Anthony
gone.
Morrison's going to go all the way. Touchdown, Trojans. Anthony Morrison.
He saw green and there was nothing no one can do about it. He was taking it to the house.
A 65-yard touchdown run for Anthony Morrison. Put the Trojans on top with 2:54 to go in the half. You can see him get to the outside. He's only got one man to beat. That's a Johnny Horn who gets
Big block by
just
Willie
completely
Lombard.
taken out by Willie Lombard. And Morrison into the open field. Nobody's going to catch him. The ball is snapped. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 14-7 Trojans, and we hear again from Newbie Rats Up.
All right, we're here with some of the seniors. It's all fired up here on the Bridgewater sidelines. First of all, introduce yourselves. This is cheering for the football team. Talk about how you what are you feeling today?
I'm so grateful to be able to be a part of this program. I love cheer. I love BRBs. It's been amazing.
I'm Bianca Rodriguez. I could not have said it better myself. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be let.
I'm Kelly Gavin. I'm so grateful to have been a part of this team for 4 amazing years, and I'm very sad to let it go, but this program is in such great hands, and I can't wait to see the future.
Well said. Well, they're going to lead us off with the cheer. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone's all fired up here. Guys, lead us off with the cheer.
We are
Woo! We're going to Disney! We're going to Disney! Woo! Hi, Mom!
Newbie returning. That ball was kicked as the ball was falling off the tee. Newbie returning to a familiar place is Amik Watterson putting together a nice return here across the 50 down to the 44-yard line of the Trojans. And slow to get up at midfield is number 32 for the Trojans. That's John McMasters.
It didn't seem like he was going to come down on this run.
And just right through much of the Trojan special teams unit. First and 10 from the 44.
Couldn't get anything going on that play.
And motion to give now to Amik Watterson, who's right up the gut again, following the line of the hash mark, and he's got enough for a first down for the Boxers. And we see it again. Amik Watterson bobbled that ball. And that's not any fault of Amik Watterson. That's Devontae Medley, as we've mentioned all season long for the Boxers, having hesitation, giving the ball off to his running backs. And it's led to a couple of turnovers. Now Medley spins off the initial hit. That would have been a loss of about 5. Instead, it'll be a loss of 1 as Medley is sacked in the backfield. Minute 30 to go. And Brockton calls a timeout. Getting
Not
around
sure what was supposed to be going on that play.
Logan Johnson was into the backfield with a lot of speed. The big sophomore defensive lineman. He does play both ways. (14-7) Trojans. Brockton looking to get back on the board.
What up, man? What you doing? Going with the spread here, Medley dropping back to pass. Has Watterson.
Watterson knocked out of bounds after a short gain of about 2. It will be 3rd and 9. We are now joined in the booth, Lester, by the 2019 runner-up of the Cape Cod Cafe Cup Turkey Hat Challenge, Newbie Ratto. Newbie, among many other things today, your hat's on backwards.
Well, first and foremost, this hat and this person who's wearing the hat has an Emmy, so that's an automatic win for me, number 1. And ouch, what the hell are you wearing? That looks awful. Jeez Louise, it looks more like a Christmas hat than a turkey hat.
It's a
Dear God.
holiday turkey dinner. Medley goes down in the backfield. It's another sack. And that'll bring up a long 4th and about 12 to go for the Boxers.
So seriously, I was wearing the hat backwards the whole time and I didn't even notice it. It's been backwards?
It's backwards.
It's looking for you. You got eyes in the back of your head, Newbie.
Oh, my goodness. Where's my floor director when I need one? Jeez Louise.
Medley looking to make something happen on the pass, but
good awareness there by Ryan Rubenskis to dive back from behind Medley and wrap him up.
It's another one of those gray areas. Too far for a field goal, too short for a punt. We're going to see what they can do here.
4th and 12 to go for the Boxers. They go 4 wide, 2 split to each side. Medley back to pass, has some time, has some room. Up the middle for Navon Reed. It's punched out, incomplete pass.
That was a good-looking pass right there. Right on the money. Navon's got to catch that.
Excellent defensive job by Buron.
Medley had all the time in the world, all the room in the world. He probably could have run that up for a big gain if he really wanted to.
Nice play on the ball by Buron.
And what a nice punch by Matthew Buron to get that ball out of reach of Navon Reed.
Man, I'm going to get out of here because your hat's blinding me. So before that's why you're wearing sunglasses.
Some things are just too bright for some eyes.
Yeah, exactly. So, Matt, my condolences to your head, okay? And keep wearing terrible shirts.
It is the official kickoff of holiday sweater season, of which I've worn one every year for the last umpteen years that I've been involved with the Cape Cod Cafe Cup. So it's a turnover on downs. Bridgewater-Raynham takes over now on the 35-yard line. We'll send Newbie back down to the sidelines with his second-place hat. And you can see very, very windy. I'll say it's better weather than last year when it was about -10 real feels out there. But it's 45 degrees.
Yeah, and that wind's blowing sideways. It's tough out there. You haven't seen the ball pass much, that's why. Up the middle. Refusing to come down.
Lombard a gain of about 5. There's 23 seconds to go in the first half. Folks, we have only been playing for about 40 minutes of real time. No complaints here. We'll get to turkey dinner a little bit early today.
Oh, yeah. The running of the ball so much
That's
is
Morrison right up the middle.
Yeah, refusing to come down.
tell you what. Since there's so much controversy between the turkey hats, we'll get one of those Facebook polls going, and we'll let the public decide who's got the better
That's the
hat.
fairest way, I think. You gotta let the public decide.
I'm a man of the people. I know Newbie's a man of the people. We'll take a side-by-side picture.
Maybe we can
maybe at
have you and
halftime.
Newbie out on the field at halftime and have the crowd vote on it.
I mean, the fact that Newbie was wearing his hat backwards for the entire first half kind of tells you who's winning here.
He wasn't ready for
Timeout
it.
called by Bridgewater-Raynham, 17 seconds left to go.
They're down on their own 45, 17 seconds, one touchdown. One timeout.
Get the first down, take a couple shots to the end zone. Bridgewater-Raynham gets the ball back to open the second half. Huron's got a couple of timeouts left. So the move would be get the first down, take a timeout, take a couple of shots to the end zone, see if you can
Make something happen, have someone come down.
even
with
get within field goal range for a potential three-pointer as the half expires. Hartzell back to pass. He's going to throw it up.
No, that was-
intended for Lombard.
was
He's got it.
Morris.
A first down and more. Willie
Lombard's
Lombard
breaking free.
all the way down to the 21-yard line.
And that
6
was-
seconds left.
That was Morrison back to throw that pass.
So it was the direct snap to Anthony Morrison. And he finds Willie Lombard.
Couldn't have worked out more perfect.
BR calls their final timeout of the half with 6 seconds to go. And a big first down. So now I think it's a little bit too long for a field goal, especially with the wind. So if you're quick about it, you got 2 shots to the end zone.
You got to throw it up, have one of your playmakers try to make a play.
If I'm BR, I'm trying to trick up the Brockton defense. We've seen no slot passes so far today. I'd throw it to Lombard or Morrison right in the slot. Let them run that crossing route and see if they can open up the middle of the field.
Hartzell's under center.
6 seconds to go. 2 wideouts. The I formation. Hartzell back to pass. Picks up the extra protection. To the end
Oh.
zone. It's going to fall incomplete for Anthony Morrison. And the clock's hit zeros. That will end the first half. When you say escapes, Brockton escaped there. And they go into the half down by only 1 touchdown. Could have
Lucky
been
to
more
be
than
only
that.
1 touchdown, yep.
Well, it's been an interesting half, Lester. A lot of runs, not a lot of passing, a lot of wind, and as you can see, a second-place turkey hat talking to Dan Buron. So we are going to enjoy a halftime show first by the Brockton High School Marching Boxers and then the Bridgewater-Raynham Marching Trojans. We're going to take a quick break for halftime. On the other side of the break, we'll have first half stats. And a lot of them. A 14-7 lead for the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans over the Brockton Boxers in the 10th annual Cape Cod Cafe Cup. We will be back right after
We'll
this.
be back.
Bridgewater-Raynham Band.
Cape Cod Cafe is where the bar pizza is perfected. 10-inch made-to-order pizzas baked in the original classic pans, with cheese and toppings that stretch all the way to the edge. Since 1939, the Jamulis family recipe has never changed, and it never will. Cape Cod Cafe, 979 Main Street in Brockton, plus Bridgewater-Raynham. And now, find our frozen pizzas at local supermarkets. Just ask your grocer for the Cape Cod Cafe, home of the world's most famous bar pizza.
Hello and welcome back into Bridgewater-Raynham High School for second half action between the Brockton Boxers and the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans, the 10th annual Cape Cod Cafe Cup Thanksgiving Day football. Once again, I'm Mad Dog Matt Nelson, joined alongside by Lester. It's 14-7, the Trojans leading the Boxers at this point, and we've talked a lot about tradition today. One of the greatest traditions in this game is the coaches and senior banquet at the Cape Cod Cafe, the, of course, wing eating challenge and pizzas all around. You see the two head coaches there. Dan Buron getting his 200th win as coach of the Trojans this season against Dennis Yarmouth, and Peter Colombo leading the Boxers to their 800th win in program history. That came against the Severian Hawks earlier on in the season. Lester, your thoughts on the history, really, of these two programs and Coach Buron and Coach Colombo?
It's just amazing, the history and the history with the Cape Cod Cafe Bowl itself. Just knowing every year that Thanksgiving is just dedicated to you two teams is just awesome. And those two coaches are just legendary, so it adds to the beauty of it.
Well, the second act of the 2019 Cape Cod Cafe Cup Challenge, Hat Challenge, has come about. I have switched to dessert. I have now a pumpkin pie slice on my head. Newbie is still wearing the runner-up turkey hat.
But he has it on forward now, so
he does.
It does look a little different.
He switched it around and tied the legs together under his chin because it is very windy out there. Not as cold as last year. It was about -10 last year with the real feels. And today it's about 45, but very windy. The wind blowing from the BR sideline over to the Brockton sideline, and that has affected the play a lot. There's not been a lot of attempted passes so far today.
Yeah, a lot of runs, a quick first half for sure. Hard to throw the ball out there when the wind's moving that fast.
Well, the Trojans came up just shy of adding a touchdown in the final 6 seconds of the first half. They do get the ball back to open this second half. Thanksgiving football across Massachusetts. And we are going to go once again to the runner-up of the 2019 Turkey Hat Challenge, Newbie Ratto, down on the sideline. Newbie.
All right, guys, talk to both coaches. Just their thoughts on what's going on in the second half. Here's the deal. Coach Buron says, we got to stop third down conversions. Brockton, he's giving credit to Brockton, doing a great job in third down conversions, but they got to do a better job of stopping that, and the offensive line's got to be better. In terms for Brockton says, listen, it comes down to execution. They see they have the ability to actually score and do damage, but they're not executing. So it just comes down to discipline and execution. So let's see what happens in the second half. Back to you guys.
Well, the execution has been good for the Trojan running backs, Lester, especially Willie Lombard and Anthony Morrison. Talk about their performance in the first half.
It seems like Willie in open field is just doing whatever he wants and can get anything going for him. Combined with the speed of Anthony Morrison coming off the corner, them two in the backfield together is very dangerous.
The Boxers will kick away. They're wearing their visiting all white jerseys, white pants with the maroon stripe down the side, black trim around the maroon lettering, and the maroon helmet with the Boxer decal on the side. The Trojans in their home red jerseys, red pants with blue trim around the white numbers and lettering, red helmets with the word Trojans on the helmet. Always a pleasure to bring you this game, this joint production of Brockton Community Access Bridgewater Television. From the BCA side, it's always fun teaming up with Jeff Fowler, Mike Moriello, and all the crew over at BTV. Amik Watterson to kick this one away. Back deep are the two-star running backs, Anthony Morrison and William Lombard.
High kick.
High kick and spiraling towards the far sideline where it's handled by Lombard. He's across the 25 to the 27-yard line. And that's where we'll have the first look of the second half at Austin Hartzell and the Trojan offense.
Hoping to get something going here on the offense. They've had a pretty successful last couple of attempts on offense, bringing the ball all the way down the field. Couldn't convert at the end of the half, but looking to get it going now.
Give to, I believe, Morrison. Right up the middle, he's got a short gain of about 1.5 yards. Brought down right at the 30-yard line. It'll be second, and we'll call it 8. As the sun has started to break through the clouds, see the shadows starting to appear on the field as we approach 11:15 a.m. real time. Tight formation, the pitch out to Lombard. He's hitting the backfield, and he's going to be brought down for a loss of about 3.
It was nothing you could get going there. The defense was in the backfield before you could even make a choice.
Linebackers led by number 10, Randy Jean-Francois, the senior linebacker. You can see just a gang tackle of boxers in to the backfield. Number 34 was in on the stop as well. That's Diamond Blakely, another multi-sport athlete and a starting member of the Boxers men's basketball team. Now 2 wideouts to the near side. Hartzell back to pass. He's going to fall incomplete. Intended for
Michael
Rubo, the sophomore running back who was working his way across the slot. And that brings up a 4th and about 9 to go. And the Trojans will send out the punt team. He had him. That's a ball that Rubo just has to catch.
Yeah, he had nothing but green behind him. He could have turned around and made a play. Not the way you want to start the second half, but the defense should be looking to get another takeaway.
Quick 3 and out as a spiraling kick makes its way to the sideline and finds its way out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Only 1 minute and 38 seconds off the clock to start the second half, Lester. Much different than the 7-minute and 32-second drive for the Boxers to start the first half.
And that's what this game's going to come down to. It's going to be a one-score game. It's going to be who can control the clock and can commit the least turnovers.
Well, one problem for the Boxer defense and especially the special teams is Johnny Horn, the senior defensive back / running back. Here's a
fumble.
Pitch that, if they're going to call it a fumble, it's going to be returned for a touchdown for the Trojans. What's interesting there is, was it a forward pass and was it a completed forward pass?
Very close because he was pitched into the side. I want to say it was a fumble.
The referees are going to discuss it now. Let's take a look at that. It looks like it was a forward
that looks
pass.
like a fumble.
The refs aren't moving it back, so the touchdown looks like it is going to stand.
A heads up by John McMasters to scoop and score.
Not often that you see Amik Watterson not able to get his hands around the ball like that. And what started as a disastrous start to the second half for the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans, just a short 20 seconds later, short of 20 seconds, 18 seconds later, and they have scored to open the second half. They lead it now 21-7 with 10-12 to go in the third frame. But right before that, we were mentioning Johnny Horn, the senior defensive back, running back, out for the remainder of this game, Lester. He is one of the many kick returners that the Boxers have utilized this season. He had an allergic reaction to something that happened before the game. Played through it in the first half, but wasn't featured very much. He has been ruled out for the remainder of this game.
And you hate to see that, hate to hear it. Hope everything's going good for him.
So now to kick it away is Liam Stewart, the senior kicker and punter, number 99 for the Trojans. Ball stays on its tee, and he tries to utilize the wind here, and it's handled by Lakari Brown. He gets it across the 30 to about the 32-yard line.
Diamond Blakely on that carry. First and 10 from the 32.
Devontae Medley starting on the shotgun. Oh, we got a flag on the play, looking like a false
It's going
start.
to be a false start against the Boxers, and
It started raining here on this Thanksgiving Day.
rain
Nice.
picking up, and with that, let's send it down to the sideline and Newbie Rattel.
And we're back here. I'm joined with a very good friend of mine. What's your name again?
McNeil.
Marcus. We talk all the time. We go way back. Marcus, first and foremost, BR alumni. What class were you?
2017.
2017. Listen, talk about what did it feel like to be a football player and play on Thanksgiving?
I mean, it felt great, because this rally's been going on forever, and, we won our game, so, we kept the streak up of winning, so, it felt very good to win at their home too.
So talk about what are you doing right now. Rumor is you're over at URI.
Yeah, I run track at URI, long jumper, triple jumper at URI.
Are you faster than me?
Probably, maybe.
Probably not. We can race right now if you want.
If you want to race, we can race right now if you would like to.
Listen, we might make history right now. Listen, he's going to get beaten by a person with a turkey hat. I'm not sure if you're going to actually really be proud of that, but that's what's about to happen.
I mean, you can bet the turkey hat. If I win, I walk home with it.
I'm going to put the mic down. It's going down right now. Back to you guys.
Newbie, you've already lost once today. Do you really want to make it 0 for 2 on the day?
On Thanksgiving, especially.
You can
Back
try.
to pass.
Looking to pass and well incomplete. Intended for Devin Forts. What's interesting is we still have not seen the Boxers' top wide receiver target, Isaiah Laguerre. Saw him on the field warming up before the game, but do not see him on the sideline or in the Boxer huddle.
And this wind combined with the rain's got to be nasty on the field right now.
The wind has started to drive the rain, and it's getting fairly ugly out there. Now Medley keeps it himself. Trying to turn the corner on the outside. He's back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 4th and 10, and Brockton will send out the punting team led by number 87, Kevin McCarthy.
A lot of red shirts over there.
And the Brockton offense seemed to be struggling a little bit to start, but looking to turn that around. Bridgewater's defense is looking nice and solid.
McCarthy back to punt. He picks up a couple of extra protectors moving in from the outside to line up with hash marks, and he fumbles the snap, and it's going to be a turnover on downs all the way back at the 11-yard line. We're now joined once again in the booth by Newbie Ratto. Newbie, you've already lost once today, and you're going to challenge a cross-country and track star to a race.
What the camera didn't see is that I won the race, and he left because he was so embarrassed. So that's what the cameras didn't see. Everyone saw it in the stand. That's why everyone was cheering.
As someone fresh in from the nastiness of the sidelines, Talk about the weather out there.
Can we talk about how you can keep a serious face with that on his head? I mean, how do you do it? You got to get credit for that.
There's nothing more serious than pumpkin pie. All right? Especially with a large dollop of whipped cream on it.
Oh, that's a whipped cream. Okay, cool.
That's whipped cream.
Now, the question is, where did you get that?
A great magician never reveals his secrets.
Oh, okay. Just like I can't tell anyone where I get my jackets.
Well, you already told me where you get your jackets.
Well, no one knows that.
Or shoes. Can we talk about the outfit that you wore to the NAACP gala, Newbie? That was, I mean, listen. I give credit where credit's due. That was probably like a 25 out of 10 on the 1 to 10 scale on how clutch that outfit was.
The shoes were like cleats on the outside.
They were. It was incredible.
What's going on in Brockton here? What's going on, guys?
Brockton,
They're kicking
I
themselves.
don't see Isaiah Laguerre, so that's a big part of their offense. Of course, somebody else that you have previously challenged to a race is Isaiah Laguerre's first cousin, Vanessa Clairvaux, who is an Olympic athlete for the country of Haiti.
That's going to be awesome. I'm really excited to see her in the Olympics next summer. So shout out to her. I know she's in Florida right now doing a lot of training.
And I believe that she made 4 full trips around the track before you even got up from the starting line.
That's the rumor. It has never been confirmed. But looks like the rain stopped, so I'm going to go back outside.
It is
Third and two.
short. 3rd and 2. They can get a first down here by getting to the 2-yard line and then have 4 fresh chances to get into
Morrison
the
under
end zone.
center here.
Going to keep it himself. He's got enough for first down as he across the goal line. No signal yet.
I think he's going to be just short.
No, but it's going to be a first down from about an inch and a half out.
You guys upstairs here again. I just want to wish you guys and your whole family a happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, Newbie. It was a pleasure defeating you in the 2019 Cape Cod Cafe Turkey Hat Challenge.
If you want the victory, you can have it. Okay? My trophy case is getting a little too full anyway, so you can have this one.
Listen, let's all just remember
Morrison
that,
with the touchdown.
that on your Emmy is indeed Anthony Morrison across the goal line for a Trojans touchdown. On your Emmy, I helped with the photography, so technically I should be credited with winning an Emmy.
Well, whatever makes you feel good, Matt.
It does.
All right, guys, take it easy.
It is now all BR. They break this game wide open, 27-7. The Trojans leading the Boxers.
Newbie.
Yeah, the Trojans here scoring twice quick off the bat to start off the second half.
That turnover, that botched punt snap for Kevin McCarthy really killed the Boxers.
Coming on the hands of 2 big turnovers from the Boxers to start off the second half.
Liam Stewart a perfect 4 for 4 on the day, and he gives the Trojans a 28-7 lead. The Boxers looking very short-staffed on their sidelines. Certainly not as many players on the sidelines that were warming up for Brockton, so kind of curious as to what happened to what seems like about a third of the Brockton team.
I noticed that as well.
Now Stewart to kick it away from the 40-yard line with 6:26 to go.
Ball's falling off the tee.
The wind is driving once again.
We got a holder now. Watson will hold the foot. Oh, he's going back.
Ball out of bounds at the around 18-yard line. That'll draw the flag.
It'll be a
So they're going to re-kick it from
They'll take the ball to 30, and it looks like
5 yards
Brockton will be asking
further
for
back.
another kick.
So Stewart will kick away from the 35-yard line. So Stewart will kick away from the 35. See if the ball stays on the tee this time. Gets a line drive kick falling exactly at the 25-yard line.
Pitches it back.
Now sending it back to Amik Watterson. That's a smart move. Watterson lowers the shoulder and gets up to the 39-yard line. You can see the strategy on that kick for Stewart. Once he placed that ball on the tee, he sprinted back about 5 yards, said, "Let's go," and immediately ran back and kicked that ball away before it even had a chance to fall off the tee.
He wasn't trying to waste any time.
A little bit of a mental mistake there for Noah Olawu, who held the ball for even a few seconds before giving it back to Amik Watterson. If you're going to do that, do it immediately. Or Amik Watterson's about a foot and a half to your right. Just let him pick it up and do his thing.
Go, yep. Brockton's looking to get back to how they were playing in the first half. Just that ground and pound, 5 to 8 yards on every play.
And swallow up a lot of clock. Of course, now the clock is against the Boxers as they go 5 wide. Amik Watterson, the man in motion. He'll get the end around give. Watterson lowers the shoulder again and takes the contact to get up to the 45-yard line. And that brings up a 4th and about 5.
3rd and 5.
3rd and 5. 4 wide plus a tight end. Now Medley gives off to Amik Watterson right up the middle. He's going to be tangled up immediately and spin forward for a gain of about 3 yards.
Yeah, it's going to be a couple yards short.
It'll be 4th and 2, so this is an interesting call. I don't think the Boxers are really in a position to punt here. You can see Watterson and still gaining yards after contact. Even though it's only 3 yards, he was hit probably a yard deep in the backfield and spinning forward. Now 4 wide, Medley going to keep it himself. Amik Watterson's the extra blocker, and Medley has the first down. And I will say, with all fairness, one of the challenges of the Turkey Hat Challenge is wearing a headset around the hats. I have had to abandon my pumpkin pie hat because I couldn't keep the headset around my ears.
Couldn't balance it on?
It's a lot easier on the sidelines with Newbie because he's just holding the microphone.
Yep. You have a 3rd hat you're going to bust out? Or you just only got 2?
I've only got 2 plus the sunglasses. It's an occupational hazard. That's an excellent way to put it by Mark Lindy, the general manager of Brockton Community Access. Boxers on 1st and 15 after the penalty. We'll go 4 wide. Watterson to Medley's left. Medley in the shotgun. Screen pass backwards to Watterson. Now he's going to get to the original line of scrimmage and a couple of additional yards all the way up to the 45 of the Trojans. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and about 7 to go. 3:35 to go.
And that was another play of Watterson running the ball after the contact.
And John McMasters is slow to get up again. He trots to the Trojan sideline. See the 2nd or 3rd time that he's been shaken up on a play. Now Medley going to keep it himself and turn upfield right between the hash marks, and he's got a short gain of about 4 yards. It will be a 4th or 3rd and 4. 5 wide, clean backfield for Devontae Medley. Trips to the near side. Now Meek Watterson, the man in motion. Medley going to keep it himself and be hit immediately at the line of scrimmage. Might even be a loss of 1. Good work there by the Trojan defense. That brings up a 4th down.
And you see Corey Abelard here just step up, linebacker position, fill the hole. Just doing what he's supposed to do. Some good football right there.
Medley back to pass on 4th and 4. And he's got Trey Shula Hall on the far side. Good for a boxer first down. That's a big 4th down conversion.
Keeping the hopes alive for Brockton. They need to walk away with some kind of score here.
Shula Hall, one of the most consistent boxer receivers. And when you say that, that's kind of scary to think about. Now Medley in a lot of trouble. He's going to bob and weave up for a gain of about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8.
You see Medley was looking deep there.
Five wide. Watterson again, the man in motion. He gets the end around give. Amik Watterson trying to turn the corner on the near side. He is hit and brought down at the 31-yard line. And that brings up another 3rd and longer. It's about 3rd and 6. That was Anthony Morrison on the stop for the Trojans. Morrison playing both ways, the star running back. Now Medley back to pass, in trouble. He dumps it off to Amik Watterson. He's in trouble. Flag thrown in from the secondary. Interesting to see what it's going to be holding against the Boxers. So they will get another try at it, albeit 5 yards back. Brockton High marching band is starting to party on the far side. VR is going to decline the penalty here. It'll be 4th and about 8 to go. With a minute to go in the 3rd quarter, Brockton down 3 touchdowns. So again, needing a long 4th down conversion. Trips to the far side. Medley in the gun. Watterson to his right. Medley back to pass on 4th and 8. Heading to the near sideline for Navon Reed. Navon Reed trying to get to the end zone. He's going to be stopped at the 1-yard line. The big wide receiver for the Boxers comes up with a huge 4th down conversion.
You couldn't ask for anything better. He was there at the sticks, just looking to get the first down on the hitch. Broke free and
got around 2 tackling Trojans and eventually brought down at the 1 by Jacob Spear.
And Watterson with the touchdown.
Watterson's 2nd touchdown of the day brings the Boxers back within a couple of scores with 19 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Again, nothing fancy, just Amik Watterson right up the gut. Watterson by far the top leading scorer for Brockton this season, and the extra point wide to the right. So we remain at 28-13. 19 seconds to go. That's Amik Watterson's 18th touchdown on the year.
Sheesh.
And he's also got 2 two-point conversions.
Yeah, it looks like if they're looking to complete this comeback, they're going to need a 2-point conversion in this game.
And not to further pound the stats, but Amik Watterson, coming into this game, had scored 100 points on the season. and is brought down at the 36-yard line. The next closest on the Boxers is Isaiah Laguerre. He's only got 10 only Lester has 10 touchdowns on the year. Devontae Medley with 5, Navon Reed with 4. And then a couple of Boxers with 3. Tenorio has converted 23 extra points, well, 24, including the first one today.
Yeah, Meek is a great player. He's a player that every coach wants. Someone that can just do whatever needs to be done on the field, take over the game.
They give to Willie Lombard, speaking of powerful running backs who can do whatever they want on the field, and he is up to the 50-yard line and a Trojans first down. Quick pitch. Lombard quick to get to the outside, and he was knocked out by Achi Winoti. It has started to rain once again here. Pitch to Lombard again, now the opposite direction. He's got a gain of about 5. Well, they're going to mark him shy. It'll be about 2nd and 6.5 to go. And we have reached the end of the third quarter. It is 28-13. The Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans winning over the Brockton Boxers in the 10th annual Cape Cod Cafe Cup. And we are going to bring you the fourth quarter right after this.
Cape Cod Cafe is where the bar pizza is perfected. 10-inch made-to-order pizzas baked in the original classic pans, with cheese and toppings that stretch all the way to the edge. Since 1939, the Jamulis family recipe has never changed, and it never will. Cape Cod Cafe, 979 Main Street in Brockton, plus Bridgewater and Raynham. And now, find our frozen pizzas at local supermarkets. Just ask your grocer for the Cape Cod Cafe, home of the world's most famous bar pizza.
We are here back with the fourth quarter of the Cape Cod Bowl between the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans and the Brockton Boxers.
We've got the dueling of the brass now on the sidelines as the Bridgewater-Raynham marching trombones.
And the rain has come back, and it's coming back heavy.
So the end around give to Morrison. So the Trojans' rotation has really worked well today against the Boxers, especially in this kind of grounded pound game where we've seen maybe a half a dozen passes total between the two teams. A lot of running.
It's amazing to have running backs that deep to where you can just cycle them in and out whenever you need to.
Lombard right up the middle. He gets to the outside into the open field.
Another touchdown.
Bridgewater-Raynham, 58 seconds into the fourth quarter. And just as we talked about that rotation, the play set up by the Morrison run to the outside. Willie Lombard right up the middle, finding the hole and getting to the end zone. Let's take another look. Right up the middle, gets through a couple of tacklers.
And no one's catching Willie Lombard in open field.
Wide open field for William Lombard.
Another one to add to the great senior year of Willie Lombard.
Liam Stewart to attempt the extra point to, I'd say, pretty much put this game away. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 35-13, the Trojans.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen, but I think it's safe to say with that touchdown, they put themselves in a good position to win this game.
The destruction of the Brockton Boxers, especially that high-powered offense that we talked so much about. I mean, Amik Watterson, 100 points scored coming into this game in just 10 games. Let me fix myself there. 9 games because he missed 1 3/4 due to a concussion. Isaiah Laguerre, who has not seen any action today. Navon Reed has had a good game. But Devin Forts, Trey Shula Hall have mostly been held quiet. Falling forward across the 35 to the 36 is Amik Watterson.
The Boxers looking here to score quick. Try to get the ball back.
Well, Thanksgiving football always gets a ton of media attention in Massachusetts, and this game, in addition to being broadcast on Brockton Community Access and Bridgewater Television, on 1530 WVBF, Dominic Damiano, the folks over there, and 4 Deep Sports. Now a forward pitch, kind of a shovel dump off, good for a gain of 4. No huddle again. Now 2nd and 6 to go for the Boxers, looking to start quickly moving the ball downfield and turn something into points. Now out to the outside for Navon Reed. Doesn't connect, and it's 3rd and 6. Medley just a little bit too high for the big wide out for the Boxers.
Yeah, it looks like he had him open at first, and he just waited a little too long. Big 3rd and 6 coming here for the Boxers.
Extra blockage to the left. Medley on a kind of a delayed snap. Now Amik Watterson up ahead. A short gain of about 2.5 yards. It'll be another 4th and about 4 to go. And again, you get the extra blocking to the left. Now, 2 of them went across the offensive line to try to get and create a hole on the right side, but Amik Watterson was so far ahead of him by that point.
He blew up his own play.
Trips to the near side. Medley to pass on 4th down. He's got Devin Forts through the open hands. A flag thrown in late from deep in the secondary. So we await the penalty call. It looks like it's going to be pass interference on the Trojans. I don't know. I didn't see it.
I think it might be a late hit.
Oh, the pass interference on Oluwu, who was not the intended receiver. It's going to be called against both number 6 Tyler Newman and number 32 John McMasters. So it's a free 1st down and a big one at that for the Brockton Boxers.
Oh yeah, they just
that would have been a turnover on
down.
downs. 5 wide, trips to the far side. Medley in a clean backfield. Medley back to pass.
Moving
keeping
around.
himself. We thought about throwing it as he approached the line of scrimmage. Instead, busts up for a gain of about 9. It will be 2nd and 1.
He had to get it done with his feet there. He couldn't see anybody open, and that's a good read and a good play by a young quarterback.
Second and about 2 after the spot. Now to Amik Watterson right up the middle. Amik Watterson threw a hole into the secondary. He's down at the 20.
And that's the Amik we're used to seeing in this game.
He's going to keep doing that, and the Boxers have to go full no-huddle offense, I think, for the remainder of this game. Right there, Medley quick to Watterson, who found the hole. Now to pass over the middle for Navon Reed. Touchdown, Boxers!
That's a big break.
Medley handling the clean snap, immediately firing it off to Navon Reed over the middle.
Beautiful pass right over the middle. Got time to set his feet and place the ball perfectly.
And not even close in coverage was Ryan Crookshank, the senior defensive back.
It's not over. Oh, going
the
for the 2
Boxers are going
points.
for the 2 to try to get it to just 2 touchdowns and extra points. Now Medley in the gun. Watterson to his left. The 2-point conversion attempt.
The direct
snap
statue.
to Watterson. He walks into the end zone. And the 2-point conversion is good.
Medley faking the high snap. Get the defense thinking it's a fumble.
The Tom Brady special.
Oh, yeah.
And Watterson just has one hand on him the entire way into the end zone. Well, we're back to a 14-point ball game, 35-21. Make Watterson to kick it away. The low kick. Bouncing, handled by Anthony Morrison. Cutting back across the field and brought down at the 31-yard line. Well, the name of the game for the Boxers on this drive, Lester.
Turnover.
Stop Willie Lombard and Anthony Morrison. Don't focus on anyone else except for those 2 guys.
They've been killing it all day. If I was a defensive coordinator, I'd be saying the same thing. Watch 5 and watch 15.
Well, you can see the weather has affected some of our 4-legged friends in the audience. It's kind of gotten a little bit chilly with the wind. It's dropped about 5 degrees since kickoff. And there is a very good boy wearing
Lombard and Morrison
sweater
in the backfield.
To give to Lombard, he's tripped up. Kind of a dangerous play as he was hit down around the knee area, right into a helmet of one of, I think, one of his own linemen. Let's take a look at what happened there. The give to Lombard, and he got tripped up right there by Rubo, who was trying to create a block and get some leverage by spreading out his feet and getting Lombard with the left leg. Now the pitch out
of
to
the power eye.
Pitch out to Lombard across the 40 to the 41.
For a first down.
And depending on the spot, they haven't moved the chains yet. And I think they're going to mark him a few inches shy. They are. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Let's see where that ball was marked down.
Kind of tough to see from this angle, but
and now they're giving them the first down. Generous spot to the 42-yard line. Now 7:20 to go in the 4th quarter. Brockton chasing 2 touchdowns. Power eye, one lone wide out to the near side. Morrison splits out to the far side. Now the pitch to Lombard. He's going to be caught at the line of scrimmage. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Gain of
Lombard, Morrison rather, moving to the outside to pick up an extra block. And Lombard just completely swallowed up by Diamond Blakely, number 34 in white for the Boxers. In the power eye, 3 guys in the backfield behind Austin Hartzell, who's under center. The lone wideout would be Matthew Buron to the near side. He's working against Adrian Fillet. The give to Lombard up ahead, and
he's gone.
William Lombard into the open field, and it's another touchdown for the senior running back for Bridgewater-Raynham, William Lombard, putting on a show here on Senior Day.
This is a great way to go out in the season.
plus-yard run, getting through every member of the Brockton Boxers on his way. Nothing fancy, just right up the gut. 174 yards so far for William Lombard. Meanwhile,
3 touchdowns.
The extra point is up and good for Liam Stewart. It is 42-21. The Trojans doubling up the Boxers, and they now lead by 3 scores with 6:10 to go.
And there you see Willie tired after that run. Can't go after the kickoff, but
he's earned an extra slice of pumpkin pie tonight.
Really just an amazing game by him. Oh, speaking of pumpkin pie.
I'm going to see if I can try to leverage this over the headset.
Yeah, I think you just got to get the balance act going. Looks good.
You know what? We're sticking with it. The pumpkin pie hat has returned. Stewart to kick away from the 40 as the sun starts to break through once again. It's been wild weather one. Now Amik Watterson backing up. Feels it cleanly at the 12. Amik Watterson up the middle. He finds a hole. Amik Watterson's got one man to beat. Amik Watterson into the open field. To the 20, the 10, and a touchdown. Boxers with 5:55 to go. No
and Amik Watterson said,
hold
up, hold up. This game is not done.
Let's take a look at that. A nice kick, high end over end. Watterson had to back up to get to it, and he found a hole right there when he got around the tackle. He beats Stewart there, throws the stiff arm to create separation, and Amik Watterson at that point was seeing nothing but the green of the end zone.
And that's just one of your playmakers just making a play right there, right when you need it.
And that's a little bit of anything you can do. Willie Lombard, I can do better. He's got a hat trick today, too. Marcelo Tenorio to attempt the extra point. A ball is snapped, the kick is up, and the kick is good.
We are back to a 14-point game after that.
That's been a wild fourth quarter.
Oh, yes, it has. And like you said, Willie scores a touchdown, busting open this game, and Amik, the very next play, comes back and brings it within 2 touchdowns.
Watterson's 19th touchdown of the year. He's scored 118 points on the campaign for the senior running back for Brockton. Transplant from Tennessee, joining the Boxers in his sophomore season. And you got to imagine Coach Peter Colombo is glad that Amik Watterson has spent 3 seasons with the Brockton Boxers. And the senior running back will now kick off.
We got 6 to the left, looking like it might be an onside. Oh, and it is.
It is. It doesn't go 10 yards. Boxers can't touch it.
Oh, and there it is. That's it.
Let's see if they got it when it was at 9 yards. That seems to be what Buron is saying on the sideline. There might even be a flag on the play. Brockton saying they got it after the 10 yards. Still players pointing back and forth depending on what color jersey they're wearing.
That was smart by the Brockton players. As they were waiting for the ball to go 10 yards, it was almost as if they were boxing out the Bridgewater players waiting for it.
And it is going to be a Trojan ball as they mark it at about 9.5 yards where the Boxer touched it.
A little too eager.
It was shielded well.
Yes, it was.
The Boxers had maybe 5 guys around the ball. And there was only one Trojan. Let's take another look. Onside kick perfectly placed. You got Boxers scrambling to get out of the way of it.
And it seems like he just got a little too impatient.
Diamond Blakely, who just didn't want any of the Trojans to sneak in from behind him and grab it.
And now they're facing the struggle of trying to stop Willie and Pat Morrison again.
And you're working against the clock. Clock rolling with 5:40 to go. by Morrison. Second and 5 to go with the clock rolling, 5:15 now on the clock. Power I formation, no doubt it's going to be a run to either Morrison or Lombard here. They give to Lombard up the middle, spinning, close to a first down. It'll be about a yard shy. It'll be 3rd and 1. And the clock will go to about 4.5 before this ball is snapped. Nothing fancy there.
It's a nice handoff by Hartzell going up the middle.
A lot of clock management now for the Trojans as they look to wrap up yet another Cape Cod Cafe Cup victory.
Hartzell in the center and the power eye.
They give to Lombard, cutting to the outside. He's got a first down and more. Willie Lombard now brought down by Diamond Blakely.
He's got to have cracked 200 yards by now, I think.
Ball spotted at the 16-yard line. We'll take a look at the replay. Lombard is either nearing or above 200 yards on the day.
That was a great way to go out in your final game in high school football.
Power eye again, now 3:45 to go and counting. Hartzell under center. They give to Morrison, cutting up the field. He's got a gain of about 7 on the play. It'll be 2nd and about 3.
And Hartzell coming off a good growing season as the sophomore quarterback.
Now Brockton will start to burn their timeouts on a 2nd and about 5. Morrison getting to the 10. Starting to burn their timeouts. You see Coach Dane Ron there getting his 200th win at the helm of the Trojans this season. And the multiple-time state champion Trojan cheerleaders, competing nationally as well. Got the ponchos on as the rain has died down for the moment, but it's been kind of off and on, and when it has been raining, it's been fairly heavy driving rain.
Along with that wind, I can't express enough. That wind is no joke.
Give to Lombard. He's down to the 2. They're going to spot him at the 1, Willie Lombard.
Looking for his 4th touchdown on the day. He's trying to, it's like him and Amik are trying to play a game who can score more.
Lombard brought down at about the 1.5 yards. It'll be 1st and goal to go for the Trojans. Power Ibe, you're on the lone wideout to the far side. Hartzell going to keep it himself, and he's going to be short.
Seems like he just couldn't get a push. The Brockton defensive line just stood him up.
Power Ibe, Rubo, Morrison, and Lombard in the backfield. Again, Hartzell going to carry it, and this time he gets across the line for a touchdown. Austin Hartzell gets on the board. And I don't want to say that should pretty much wrap it up because we saw what happened last time I said something to the effect.
But under 2 minutes, 3 touchdowns. I think BR is going to walk away with this one.
Hartzell getting the push from his 3 running backs with 1:58 to go. It's 48-28. The Trojans on top. William Stewart to attempt yet another extra point. He's 6 for 6 so far. High snap. Ball is snapped. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 7 for 7 so far today for Liam Stewart. Scored a touchdown and an extra point by himself.
You too, man. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Well, the BR coaching staff has abandoned ship up here in the press box, so
safe to say the Trojans are going to walk away, have a nice Thanksgiving dinner after this W.
Stewart to kick it away. This ball bouncing back to Noah Olawu, fielded at the 11. He's going to split up field and be brought down at around the 24-yard line with $1:52 to go. BR looks and will take a distinct advantage in the overall record in the Cape Cod Cafe Cup. I believe the Trojans are 6-3 so far in the series. I'll have to fact check myself there, but
I think you might be right.
I believe it's 6-3.
I think you might be right.
So they would move to 7-3 with this victory.
And get to hoist that Cape Cod Cafe Bowl trophy.
Trojans taking a timeout. Well, one of the traditions in this game is you pick an MVP from both sides. There is zero question who that would be. For the Trojans, it's got to be Willie Lombard.
And Amik Watterson.
North of 200 yards on the day for Lombard, 3 touchdowns, and Amik Watterson, 3 touchdowns. He's going to be close to 200 yards as well. Jeff Fowler at the helm of Bridgewater Television, manning the end zone camera on the far side of the field, braving the elements down there. Wind, rain.
He is a trooper for that. That wind is coming in crazy. If they can get the flag in the same shot.
5 wide for the Boxers, who are going with the never say die attitude. High snap, give to Amik Watterson to the outside. Amik Watterson picking up a blocker. He's got a first down with 1:45 to go. And another whistle and clock stops. There's John Luck, who is normally up here with me in the booth, manning the sidelines. Watterson going to throw, looking for Reed. He's got a name on Reed and out of bounds.
Sidelines.
At the 24-yard line. A little bit of trickery here. But maybe a little too late, Lester, for the Boxers.
It seems like they got all the answers right now, but like you said, it's too little too late. And what can't this kid do?
Amik Watterson, the kicker, the punter, the star running back. Medley to pass, looking for Trey Shula Hall. It falls
Was that ball tipped?
incomplete. It might have been tipped right at the line. See if that ball was indeed tipped. No, it just kind of came wonky out of his hands. Might be a little bit slippery from the wet field. So we've seen Jeff Fowler, John Luck, We've got in the truck, of course, Brian Berard, Mike Moriello, among many others. This is a huge production crew.
Amazing job. Shout out to the production crew.
Now Shula Hall on the outside. He's knocked down inbound, so the clock will roll with 1:10 to go. On the BCA side, of course, at the helm, Mark Lindy, the general manager. We've got Mike Simmons braving the elements on top of the booth. Phil Filippidis in the crowd. You see him there. There's Mike the Postman Simmons with yet another delivery to the viewers of Brockton. There he is. Hi, Mike. There's Phil Filippidis, sports producer at BCA.
Watterson in motion. Ball's going to him.
Watterson finds the hole. Amik Watterson up to the 4-yard line. The clock stops with a minute to go.
Number 2 of the boxes, Watterson.
Clock running. Amik Watterson looking to add to a phenomenal season and maybe get just one more score on the year. Medley passing, complete, touchdown to Trey Shula Hall.
Trey again on that reception.
Don't call it a comeback. We're back to a two-possession game with 45 seconds to go. The play action give to Noah Olawu. Shula Hall easily getting around John Buckley. Crazier things have happened, Lester. Back in the Lynn Classical game up at the Manning Bowl, it was a similar situation. The Rams of Lynn Classical were up a couple scores in the final minute. Brockton tied the game, and now a two-point conversion is good.
Amik Watterson recovers the fumble.
That's his 120th point on the year. Actually, no, he had that two-point conversion earlier, so that's his 122nd point on the day on the year.
So what happened at the?
So Brockton was down 2 scores with a minute and a half to go. They scored and eventually tied it up. Lynn Classical had a 65-yard touchdown pass as time expired to take the walk-off victory. 48-40 was the final score in a crazy one.
Well, you never know what's going to happen here.
And the motto of that game was, it's not impossible, but highly unlikely.
I like that.
I would say the same here. It's now a 13-point ball game, 49-36, with 44 seconds to go. Brockton stacking 6 to the near side. Now switching sides is Randy Jean Francois. The onside kick takes a couple of bounces, fielded cleanly.
And that should do
by
it.
Luke Payton. Brockton does have 2 timeouts, but I don't think that they will burn them here and force the Trojans to get a first down. Not that it would matter, because they could take a knee on a potential 3rd down and burn out the remainder of the clock. But if I'm Coach Biron, I'm trying to get Lombard just one more touchdown
to break the tie between him and Amik.
A, to break the tie, and B, to send them off into the sunset on a very high note.
They line up in victory
Trojans,
formation.
Indeed, line up in victory formation. Hartzell under center.
Fumbles
he lost the ball. It bounces back between the center's legs. It's not a clean ending with 30 seconds to go. They'll take one more knee. And Brockton's not going to elect to use their remaining 2 timeouts. One final knee, and the clock will expire. Your final score is going to be 49-36. The Trojans once again getting the better of the Brockton Boxers on Thanksgiving Day. 7-3 for the Trojans in the overall Thanksgiving series. The Boxers, meanwhile, 8-2, excuse me. Now for the Trojans, the Boxers fall to 2-8 in the Cape Cod Cafe Cup. And again, the players of the game, and we'll talk about their performances. Willie Lombard and Amik Watterson. Lester, for the PR side, Willie Lombard, the senior running back, 3 touchdowns, north of 200 yards. Talk about his performance in what has been a sputtery BR offense all season.
It's just the perfect way you would like to end your season. 200-plus yards, like you said, 3 touchdowns. He had the ball at all times during this football game. He could do what he wanted. They were just trying to get him open field and move the ball around. They know his speed. They know what he can do. And they're just using it to their advantage.
And meanwhile, for the Boxers, Amik Watterson with 3 touchdowns. He has to be somewhere around 200 yards as well for the Boxers, and having a phenomenal senior season as well. He's got 122 points scored for the Brockton Boxers.
The whole offense runs through him is what it feels like. When he's good, they're good.
So the teams line up at the 50-yard line for the presentation of the Cape Cod Cafe Cup, and Coach Dan Buron going up to Amik Watterson and giving credit to Lester where credit is due. And Amik Watterson by far. And the Boxers have had some talented running backs over the years, especially the last decade. They've had some great running backs, but Amik Watterson, he's something special.
He's up there. He's out there for one of the grades for sure.
So we await the presentation of the players of the game, one for each side, and then the presentation of the Cape Cod Cafe Cup to the victors, the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans.
Another great tradition. Both sides get an MVP.
49-36. Again, the final score here in this one, with BR moving to 8-2 in the all-time Cape Cod Cafe Cup Series against the Brockton Boxers.
Thanksgiving.
So we can hear them giving the Brockton MVP to Amik Watterson. No question there. 3 touchdowns, somewhere around 200 yards. And there's the presentation to William Lombard, number 5 for the Trojans. And as Coach Dan Buron just said, over 200 yards, 3 touchdowns.
And the bowl, baby.
The presentation of the bowl to the Bridgewater-Raynham Trojans captains. Number 56, Ryan McCallum, and number 74, Kyle Hess. Accept the trophy on behalf of the Trojan.
Enjoy this win, boys. Bring that trophy back in one piece.
Dan Buron gets yet another victory for the Trojans. North of 200 wins in his career as the Trojans lift the cup. And we get ready to go off to dinner. 49-36 is your final score. The Trojans moving to 8-2 in the all-time series against the Brockton Boxers here on Thanksgiving Day. The Boxers, a good performance, especially by Amik Watterson, but can't get it done here at Bridgewater-Raynham High School. They move to 2-8 in the all-time series. 5-6 on the season for Brockton. 6-5 for the Trojans to end the 2019 campaign. For everyone, among many other things, tradition's been mentioned, Lester, and we've got a number of people who are no longer with us in this game. I'd like to dedicate, and we would like to dedicate to John P. J. Miller, who unfortunately succumbed to cancer over the summer, joining in that battle with Brockton Mayor Bill Carpenter, who also unfortunately passed away earlier this summer, and we'd like to give a special shout out to them. Their family is the Carpenter family and the Miller family, especially the young son, JP3. We want to thank you for joining us in this presentation of Bridgewater Television, BTV, Brockton Community Access. For everyone here, my broadcast partner, Lester, it's been a pleasure bringing you Thanksgiving football in the 10th Annual Cape Cod Cafe Cup. Again, your final score, 49-36. The Trojans getting the victory, and we send you off in loving memory of John P. J. Miller Jr., 1970 to 2019. Thank you for joining us, folks, and we will see you next season.